In the last tutorial, we created a working drawing for the Heirloom box project. In this tutorial, we're going to create a simple parts list. This is one that I've already prepared, just so you can see where we're going to end up in this tutorial. So the first thing we need to do is look for the plus button down in the bottom left, which is our quick add function, and add a new sheet. Now you'll see that it hasn't carried across any of the text that we had on the on sheet 1, but we can just simply use the copy and paste function to bring across information that we need. So if we go back to sheet 1, copy, paste. Now of course in here we need to use our text function to put in parts list, and just make sure that your caps lock is on, and then we can align this by eye. I'll go ahead and bring everything else in. Now, if you look on YouTube, you can actually find all these videos that show you how you can create an automated parts list. I'm not going to do that in this context because it doesn't really give us the information that we require. Secondly, or the second reason why I don't like doing it that way, this is actually a really good way of checking to make sure that you actually have all of the dimensions that you require back in your working drawing. So I'll go into tables and I will go custom table. Now this stage where it lands on the screen doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to put it here. Make sure my caps lock is on and just type parts list. So that will automatically go into the title section. Now the other thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we've got enough rows and columns. So you can see up here there's some functionality that we can use. So we need to have 6 columns across. At the moment we've got 4. And we need to have 8 down. At the moment we've got 4. That'll give us what we need. I'm just going to click away and then just move it back onto the screen so we can see it. Now we're going to modify the size of this as we go. So the first thing we want over here is we want material. So we just single left click to select the cell. Then we'll have number of. Now I shorten that to just a hashtag, because usually we can make that into, not such a wide column. Then we have length, and I just go L, W, T, and then what the material is. Okay, so that's our basic parts list. Now, these columns here are not going to need to be this wide. So to make it more compact on our screen, we can actually just adjust the width of those, and you can continue to adjust as you go. Now, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't have a function where you can adjust a few at the same time, but you can just do it by eye. And it works fairly well. We might want to make material a little bit bigger. And that was a mistake there. Sorry, item is what I needed. So I can just delete that item. Now, if it were a more complicated project, you could have another column over here, which is actually like a part number as well. In this case, there's not really that much confusion in relation to what part is what. But if you were dealing with a very complicated project, you might want to have an item number and then have that annotated out on the drawing somewhere. Let's go through and think about what we've got. So I've obviously got our side, end, base, divider. I'm going to go ahead now and just populate this, and you can follow along. Okay, so now as we go through this, what you want to do is just go back and check off your working drawing for the various dimensions. So for example, I've got the base and I need to look very carefully at my working drawing. So the length of the base is down here, 284 by 169. Now in the original working drawing, we actually discovered that we did not have a dimension here for the divider, for the width of the divider. It could have been worked out off the working drawing, but it's best practice to make sure that you've got the dimension there. Now what I want to do is just show you if for some reason there is a dimension missed in the working drawing, how you can actually then get it off the product itself. Okay, so in here, let's say we don't know the width of the divider. What we might want to do is just hide some pieces so that we can get a good look at the divider. And we'll just hide the lids. So let's say we do not know this dimension here. There's a few different ways we can do it. One of the quickest and easiest is use the inspect tool. The keyboard shortcut is the letter I. And if I'll come in really close so we can see it. And so I basically want to go from here to here, 52 millimeters. You'll see it appear there, and also it appears there and there. So that's one way you can get a dimension. Okay, so now that we've got that, we'll just go back to our drawing. You can see I've actually added it in there later because we realized we didn't have it. So, sorry, we need to just get the length of the divider. So the length of the divider goes from there to there, so that's the 169 dimension. Go ahead and finish filling this out. Okay, so now we've got our parts list. We can move it sort of off to the side here. And then finally, it can be beneficial to bring in another view of the project just for the sake of further annotations as necessary. And as I discussed before, if you needed to have like a part number, you could have another column here and apply that as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to bring in a base view, and in terms of the representation of it, I actually went and created an exploded view in my animation. I'm not showing you in these tutorials how to do that. It's something you can play around with if you wish. It's actually quite useful. So if I bring that view in, here it is, but before we do that, we've just got to get our scale correct. So back to 1 to 3, and I can place that down there. And then go OK. So there's an exploded view, so that can actually show some internal detail. And like I said, if you wish to, or felt like it was necessary to have part numbers, that they can actually be added up in here. So you can go a standard balloon like that, and that's part number 3, which you can edit as well. So just to show you that feature as well, I'm just going to undo that. So the other alternative is you can bring in another view of yours, or you can play around with the animation feature if you wish and bring in an exploded view as well.